Hey there, everyone! So, this isn't going to be one of my usual first sitting videos that I post here. I'm not going to be getting up to anything silly or snuggling someone like the little snuggleaholic goofball that I am. This is going to be a little different. Seeing as how this is the very last day of not only this year, but this entire decade, I thought I would take the time to address just how significant my whole life has changed during the 2010s. This is going to be a pretty long video, so bear with me. I'll start off with the first half of the 2010s, way before I joined the furry fandom and knew absolutely nothing about it. The 2010s, for the most part, started off pretty good. I graduated elementary school in 2012. I did pretty good in high school, and I had a decent amount of friends that I spent quality time with. However, I was always a rather quiet and socially awkward kid, filled with anxiety. I would always struggle to find the confidence to talk to anybody or make new friends and whatnot. This one unfortunately only worsened as high school went by, and it got to a point where I was only completely comfortable talking to my absolute closest friends. And then 2015 came along, and that's when my anxiety hit its peak. I suffered panic attacks, I suffered restless nights. It was just absolutely awful. I eventually went to the doctor to discuss my troubles, and while I was there, I had another panic attack, which was so bad that I actually had to go to the emergency room for it. I swear, there were some points where I felt I was losing consciousness, and I legit questioned if I was going to die. Thankfully, neither of those happened, and I went home just fine. And I eventually got medication to treat my anxiety. Thankfully, it did help with the panic attacks a great deal, but it did not help with my worsening social skills. Then by 2016, I was at pretty much my lowest point in life. I was absolutely sure I was drifting apart from my friends. We were hanging out less and less, and we would talk to each other less. It was just a bad time for me. But then, around late January of that year, things began to change. I randomly stumbled upon this furry video on YouTube. Don't ask which one it is, I can't remember. And then that's when my curiosity of the furry fandom peaked. A little after that, I did a little research on the fandom, and I found out just how creative and interesting it really is. I heavily considered joining the fandom, but being the little self-conscious, anxious kid that I was quite reluctant because, what would my family think? What would my friends think of me? But eventually I did broach the topic to my mom and dad, and to my surprise, they accepted it. In fact, they even encouraged me to go for it if it really made me happy. I will always be eternally grateful for them for that. Just like that, a little while after, the cherry wolf that you see today was brought to life. And so that brings me up to today. I can confidently express who I am. My anxiety has dropped significantly. I have tons of wonderful friends and a beautiful girlfriend. And overall, I'm just a much happier person. The furry fandom and the people in it have completely turned my life around in the absolute best way possible. Though all the same, I sometimes ask myself, where would I be today if I hadn't stumbled upon that one furry YouTube video and hadn't joined the furry fandom? Would I still be the lonely, self-conscious, anxiety-filled kid that I was? Would I go on to join some other fandom I could express myself in? Well, sometimes questions like that are better left unanswered. So with all that said, to every furry watching this video, especially my dearest friends, allow me to conclude this video with two very simple but very sincere words. Thank you.